Merry
Richard.
Christmas, you jolly old. Having said, we're gonna edit that out because everyone
What?
is
No, we're definitely not.
tuning in and listening on their way to their Christmas dinners. Are you either going to A, stir chaos? Are you going to be the one that sits back as a wallflower and watches? Or is there ever no drama at your Christmas gatherings? What families are we?
No drama.
Rich is like, I'm actually going to be in an arena. I don't have a family on Christmas.
Yeah, no drama.
What are you, Channing?
Oh, dude, no, unless somebody's doing a seance, we're not doing any drama with my family. So
I love that.
I know Richard gets it. Richard gets it. No. But dude, I'm the wine guy. No, it's my parents are dead. So
no, but dude, it could be like, do you have to go to your in-laws and your
oh, dude, but I'm the wine guy.
Your wife's dad and mom don't get along, and they can't.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
And
there's
No.
over your head.
Like, don't be just so just about you. Family.
Have you ever seen that movie Four Christmases? It's very underrated, dude. That's my Christmas. It's like we got to go to this family, and they do this, and then we go have this with this. So it's like it's fun because I'm the wine guy. So like I'm coming with juice to everyone's party, and they're like, "Dude, Channing, what'd you bring this time?" And I'm like, "I'm the real Santa Claus up in this mother effer, okay?" Listen,
bitch.
Do you want that? Do you want that bullshit, or you want some of this good stuff? Okay, how were you? Were you nice to me this year?
Having said all of that, Merry Christmas to all of you that are listening. Welcome to this fun edition of Road Trippin with RJ and Channing, Richard Jefferson, Channing Frye, Kendrick Perkins. He is on his way. Jolly old Santa Claus. I'm Allie Houston. I do want to. We're going to dive into a couple of things because Rich, you were away last week. Dealing with an illness, and we discussed on this podcast that we found it to be a very convenient time for you to not be available because we are at that time of the season where you said it's fair to evaluate players. So we're going to dive into that. Are you going to be a Grinch or are you going to be a jolly old Saint Nick? But before we get into all that stuff, I do want to get your favorite Christmas gift you've ever received. Channing, did you not get gifts? What are you looking at?
No. Oh, yeah. I got gifts. I got lots of gifts. So my favorite one all time is 1989. I got a Nintendo. Oh. And that was sick. With Duck Hunt. Life-changing. And then, like a couple years later when Sega came out, my dad got in line for the first NBA Jam. It was sick. So I was like, Sega Genesis. Sega! Remember those commercials? So, dude, I was like the first kid on my little block with like the NBA Jam and Boom Shakalaka, and it was crazy. It was like 10 kids at my house. Everybody. If you lost, you had to get up off the sticks.
Oh, wow.
I can't use the same answer. But like you got to understand, for the men in our age range and probably some women, that 88, 89 Nintendo drop release, because this is the thing about Nintendo is that a lot of times it's like, you know how PS5s and PS3s are sold out. Oh, there was plenty of Nintendos. Your parents just had to fork over the $90 or $100 for this game at the time. It was, I wonder how much it was. Who knows? Probably somewhere around there. But no, it was like me and my two brothers. So like that was months and months of fun, just one game.
Hang on, did you just say that you couldn't sit here and give the same gift and then you just rattled off the same gift?
No. I was
different reasons.
Referencing that, and then I was going to then segue into what my next favorite gift probably was. That's a tough one.
Yeah. You got to think, Allie, by the time we were 20, we were getting what the fuck we wanted. So, like, dude, Allie, what are you getting me? Like, there's been some sick gifts, but like, it was a gift that I was like, okay, tight. Like, Lauren, this is a trip, or, you know, this is this. Those trips are awesome. That's what I like. Give me a trip or a crazy bottle of wine. I'm good to go.
From my
need
parents are
anything
dead.
material.
From my parents are dead to quickly reminding us all that you had whatever the fuck you wanted at the age of 20.
And then, dude, you're 22
Okay,
and you're
I'll
in
tell
the
you what.
league.
I'll tell you what. I know what mine is. My favorite gift would be my parents bought me one ticket. And I think I've told the story, to go see David Robinson was my favorite player. So they got me one ticket. My dad, that was just it. It was in a little box, opened it up. I was like, hey, you get to go see David Robinson. So my dad dropped me off because we couldn't afford 2 tickets. So my dad dropped me off at the arena, gave me $5-10 for a pizza or something. And then how
old were you?
I was probably 12 or 13.
You went to an NBA game by yourself?
Yeah.
Wow. I know some people probably find that crazy. They would find that crazy.
Well, again, this was in the 90s. This was in the 90s now.
Okay.
So, I could have even been 13 or 14. It was still within that. It was, but I'm saying even then, you're right. But it was this was back when your parents told you to be someplace, be home when the street lights come on. My dad was all right, I'm going to pick you up right here after the game. I know that I'm going to stand right in this spot until my dad comes and gets me. Not, I saw my friend, because there is no cell phones. I saw my friend, or, Dad, I saw the guy and I wanted to go get an autograph. I stood right there. My dad could have been an hour late. I'd have been standing right there.
Oh, if they were late, it was the worst, because everyone's like, you all right? I'm like, no, I'm fine, because I'm here. If I step over there and he walks by, then all hell breaks loose.
Mm-hmm.
Those are good. Those are good gifts, though. That's
Allie, what'd you get? A new chicken? A new hay bale? A new tire for your tractor?
You were insulting all those in the Midwest that are driving to their family Christmas.
No.
However, don't be insulted, family.
Hey y'all.
Santa Perk.
Hey y'all. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. We're actually talking our favorite.
I haven't got a haircut.
Favorite gifts we ever received. What was it for you?
Favorite gift?
Christmas gift.
Can't be a food.
Electricity?
It got to be a bike.
Bike, yeah.
When you get your first bike, you have stages of a bike. You have the bike with the tricycle, then you take off the training wheels, and then you're able to get you a 10-speed bike. That's what it was when I got my 10-speed. My 10-speed bike, that grown man bike.
That's a good one. That is a good one.
I got my Huffy the same year we got the Nintendo. So it's you got to pick.
A Huffy? I didn't fit on a Huffy.
The same year I got the Nintendo. So it's you can't say the Huffy was better than Nintendo, but it was, yeah.
Did you have the little spokes on the back so somebody could ride?
Yeah.
What is a Huffy?
Type of bike. It's a type of bike.
It's a brand.
It's a brand of bike.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
A Schwinn.
Yeah.
Schwinn?
BMX.
Dude, I got a Schwinn right now.
Okay, this is a great time to make this segue. Channing, you asked me what my favorite gift was. There is one thing that I pride myself on in life, and that's being versatile. So, for example, I'm not saying I'm good at it, but I pride myself on it. So I can be a girly girl or I can be a tomboy. So my favorite gift probably when I was a child, and I got the pullover starter jacket, Ohio State Buckeyes. Go Buckeyes. What a transition and a segue. Shall we talk about it? Or do we want to stick to the NBA?
You can talk about whatever. It's your podcast.
Jefferson and Kendrick Perkins, you guys got some fun, spicy, someone spiked the eggnog between some of your colleagues.
As somebody from the outside, I have to understand this dynamic.
Let Allie give some context, and Channing go first. What?
Okay, so the Buckeyes routed, obviously, Tennessee over the weekend. And whether you just tuned in to watch Ohio State for the first time over the weekend, or you've been a Buckeye fan or just a part of it for the last several years since Ryan Day has been at the helm, you either love him or you hate him. If you don't beat Michigan, it's a rough day for Ryan Day. So at the end of the game, Chris Fowler and Kirk Herbstreit weighed in. You can go see all of the videos out there talking about those that were calling for Ryan Day's job.
When you hear pundits on this network and other places talk about that with certainty, it's nonsense, frankly. I mean, the public doesn't pull the trigger and get rid of the coach.
No.
The administrators do, and they're behind them.
Yeah. First Take tried to fire him. They thought he was done. So I'll be excited to see what they talk about on Monday after this performance. They had him out. They're trying to find replacements. But here he is. He's still got his hat on. He's still coaching.
One, I had to go call my brother, who is a diehard Michigan guy.
Logan.
A diehard. Logan Lotus. He said, "Listen, it's overblown. I'm a Michigan guy. Now, obviously, we have your number, but Ryan Day is one of the better coaches in all of college football.
66 and 10.
Even if he loses 10 years in a row
Yeah,
in
but
Michigan,
it's the 10 who
you have to keep him. Who else are you going to get? Richard, 66 and 10 is so ridiculous.
Whoa, no one is saying fired. I'm not a part of that.
Everyone is saying
everyone was.
No one. I'm referencing the royal no one. I am not saying this. I stay out of that. That ain't my. I can see why if you're 0 and whatever versus Michigan and all like
0 and 4
in 4 years, bro.
For example, coming in,
This
there
year
were
made it
3
bad.
goals. There were 3 goals for Ohio State coming into this season: win the Big Ten, win a national championship, win the Big Ten, and beat Michigan.
Did they win?
As
the
of right
Big Ten?
now, they're 0 for 2. They didn't win the
Oh.
Big Ten, and they didn't beat Michigan. This is this year alone. So there are some people, die-hard Ohio State fans, that live, breathe, eat, sleep, do all of the things for Ohio State
that
Buckeyes.
donate.
That are not.
Okay.
So,
There are large voices.
however,
Listen.
I just think the bigger story here too is just like the thoughts from Shannon Sharp and
Yeah. Well, I'll let you guys go on that. But good luck against Oregon, because hey, listen, whether we agree with it or not, you lose that one. Hey, you see that? You see this? That's a plane coming to get all this shit.
do you want to be 0 for 2, Channing, on your bets from last week to this week? Because you're going to be 0 for 1 against Perk. Would you like to take a bet with me?
Yeah, let's take a bet right now.
Let's take a bet.
What is it, Allie? What do you want?
A pair of Louboutins.
What the fuck? They don't make size 15.
You have to get Perk 3 pairs of J's, and you can buy me 1 pair of Louboutins.
Allie, they don't have that size, girl. They're not rocking
They
those
do. I have
16s.
3 pairs. You wish. That's my bet.
No, I'm not taking that bet. Hell no. You know what? I'll think of something interesting.
It's 2 cases of wine.
Okay, bet. What's that? $720.
I like it.
Just
Oregon,
that
Ohio
Ohio
State.
State wins, and you take Oregon.
Perfect.
No, this is the thing. I am not a part of this bet, but as the witness to said bet, I have a level of responsibility, right? My responsibility is once bet been said, motherfuckers better pay up. Either way, I will hold accountable. I will
We
talk.
got receipts.
I agree.
I will call
For
out
sure.
respectfully. Because I don't want to be a part of people that make bets and then like, oh, well, whatever, I'll get you. No.
No, we pay up
When you
within
make a bet
36
in the
hours.
casino, here's my ticket. Give me my money.
Yeah, 36
Okay.
hours. I'm
Okay.
gonna get your shit from StockX. That's where I'm gonna get yours
That's
from.
fine. Whatever it is, it could be a gift card. Like, here's a gift card. I'm talking about Allie. I'm talking to Allie too. I ain't just talking to Channing. Allie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying if Perk is involved, I'm talking to everyone.
Perk is involved.
I am involved.
That from last
Okay,
week,
so
Rich, to bring you up to speed.
I'm letting the audience know that I will be.
Listen
Richard,
to
would
this
you
bet.
make a bet?
Listen
that-
to this bet, Rich.
I took the field that Jimmy Butler would go everywhere else except for Phoenix. Perkins took just Phoenix.
Not
3 cases of wine to 3 pairs of Jordans.
Did you guys make the bet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. It's batshit crazy by both of you. Channing's bet is definitely better. Perk should have some better odds. Because we also like, okay, this is why I say this. I can see both your points. I can see why both people would put money on both sides of it. The way I look at it is more of like Pat Riley. Pat Riley's going to do what's best for the Miami Heat. Not what's best
Thank
for
you,
the Heat.
Richard.
That's just Pat Riley. We know him, especially if it's ending the way we've seen how not saying he's going to disrespect Jimmy. He might send Jimmy to a contender and to a win now. That's why there's like Jimmy has a multi-team list of maybe where he might want to go. It doesn't have to say that we're going to send him to the preferred to go win championship. That doesn't, I don't know if that's the dynamic, right? Don't forget, Pat Riley is the same person that didn't want to give D Wade that extra $5 million.
Look, here's the thing, right?
Look,
the bet has nothing, well, a little bit to do with Pat Riley and everything with Jimmy Butler getting to Phoenix. It doesn't have to be a deal where it's just the Heat and the Suns straight up. You could pull another team in. I'm very confident that Jimmy Butler is going to end up in Phoenix. You know what I'm saying? Per sources, I'm very confident.
New Orleans could add in there.
No, man, New Orleans ain't. No. They ain't doing that. They ain't doing that. Now, Allie, back to your point. I don't want to get distracted, okay?
Thank you. I was wondering if we were going there.
I don't want to get distracted. Here's what I'm going to say about this whole situation and everything that's been going on over the last month, right? Let me start off by saying I have no problems, no beef with none of my colleagues at ESPN. I get along with everybody. I love everybody. Everybody cool. All right? Here's the thing. It's this like, let me stick my chest out and poke that I got this much power type shit that we're witnessing right now. Whether it's from the Pat McAfee and RC and Aaron Rodgers situation to now you're looking at this situation with Shannon Sharp. This is what goes on too much. Everybody is on this, I could poke my chest out. I could say what I want. I could stand on business. I could do this. Everybody just show up and do your job, right? No, real talk. Just do your job and go home. You know who's my favorite guy, real talk, that shows up, no extra bullshit, gets his job done, a fucking legend, Mike Wilborn.
Amen.
He does not engage with extra shit. He's going to show up. He's going to talk your head off about basketball. He's going to give you history lessons about basketball. He's going to give you stories about Wilt Chamberlain and how he played in Philly and rolled back with this team after he gave them 50 and took a car and rode in the same car with them back to New York. Like, he's going to give you all that and no extra shit. We don't care. We don't care. At the end of the day, just show up and do your job. We don't care who your relationships are with. We don't give a damn about, I don't give a damn about who you're going to see and who you had dinner with. Who gives a fuck, right? That's why I stand at it. And when I looked at it today, I'm like, here we go. Another thing of, I can go sit down and I'm having dinner with this and I'm ranked here. Fuck all that. Just show up and talk about the game. Whether it's football, basketball, baseball, who gives a fuck?
If we got hockey.
Yeah, hockey.
Look, this is what I think, right? As Weinberg laughing, because this was funny. I feel the reason that I find it most funny is because I'm always accused of being the trouble starter, the shit talker, the little like poking the bear, doing all that stuff. I never get involved in any drama. Why? Because I talk about basketball. I'm respectful to players. I like say what I wouldn't say anything on TV. I wouldn't say to their face. Now I would say some outlandish shit to people's faces. So that's why I'm, fortunate enough to be able to speak how I choose. But I will say this. If someone says something, it should be addressed. It should be addressed. Now, how you choose to address that, that's it. But I think in sports talk, just like anything, it doesn't matter if it's hoop, it doesn't matter if it's life. If someone addresses something, there was a time where a colleague of ours said, I made a statement and he addressed me and I addressed him back respectfully and he apologized respectfully. And there's nothing but respect after that. And it was addressed. Simple. And so when I look at this, I'm like, there's ways to handle things. There's ways to like stick out your chest. There's ways to be right. Because this is what people like, before it's like people are like, oh, they're just talking about, Shannon Sharp or Stephen A sticking out your like, no. When Herb Street or something, when they're saying these things, they're kind of being like, oh, what do you think now? Kind of they're sticking out their chest. Well, I can't wait to see what kind of, and look, right then they get the they get the luxury of knowing, right? Sometimes when you're in this, you're saying, hey, I believe this is what's going to happen. I don't know. So when you sit up there after the fact and say, oh, well, what are they going to say now? It's like, well, if that's the case, give your opinion a smidge earlier, right? If you want to chirp up, right? And so things should be addressed. They got addressed. But is there an underlying issue of this happening at ESPN? Is there something that's in the water currently that's allowing for these things, I think, to pop up more so than we've seen in recent memory? Oh, yes. And that means that there's a power struggle. there's an energy that is going on. And when I say power struggle, I mean it's just like there's so much going on. College football, NFL, basketball, everybody's in this pot. And
now throw TNT in that pot.
Yes.
Listen now, look, at NBA TV, we're like, hey man, look, senior year, brother.
Hey, graduation. Start playing that Vitamin C song as we go.
I just don't understand how hard it is for everybody to stay in their own lane until they find an exit. Like, that's the problem. Everybody is worried about what everybody else is doing or competing with everybody else. Just do you. Just do you. It's that simple. It's just do you. Right? If your show is doing numbers and your ratings are up, good for you. If you're doing this in this space and your ratings is up and you got a voice and you're connected to the higher up, good for you. Who gives a fuck?
I wonder if there's something else like going on, because I when I listened to that clip, which we let you guys listen to a few minutes ago, at the end it was just, I wonder what they're going to say now. I don't understand like how that's so harmful or what that means.
This is, hey, look, really quickly, I'll tell you guys.
Yeah.
We know this, Ali. We've had conversations as a group. Game side, studio side.
Touche.
Game side, studio side. Same company, brothers. They're brothers. One says, well, we are the most important. We're like, oh, the game is the most important. 100% true. The other one is like, well, we hype up the game to make sure motherfuckers are watching the game. Right? So it's like, there's the kind of, well, the game is like, well, we need to hype the game so people watch the game. Right? If we only show commercials about, Ohio State versus Tennessee, that's not going to get people to tune in to the X amount of viewers. Well, our viewership is great. Yes, because we're talking about it on and off for hours and every day and doing that stuff, and we're contributing, you know what I'm saying? So they're brother and sister, but they're not the same. So for instance, when I call games, my energy and how I talk and how I go about things has to be very different than when you're doing First Take in NBA Today. That's just the all truth. So those two sides have a little bit of we work together, but we're in very different fields. And so for the game side, who is just there about the game, the elevation of the game, the performance, and that, the studio side has a dramatic entertainment effect to it. And so when those guys take a shot at the dramatic effect of hyping up the game or discussing it, those guys get sensitive. Right? And it is not just those guys of like Stephen A, anyone on that side of it.
Yeah.
Anyone on the studio side.
Okay. Well, with that said, go Bucks. I can't wait for Channing, you to start your 2025 off with a text from me giving you my shoe size and the specific shoe.
Yeah. I know what you wear. Listen, you
I will hit you around 11 Eastern.
A 19 in Europe and a 17 here.
Not even close. Okay, that's what Twerk said. Just show up and do your job and talk about your sport. In this instance, we like to talk about basketball. So 7 of the 10 most viewed players from NBA Communications, thanks for this perk, 7 of the 10 most viewed players across NBA social will be in action on Christmas Day, which kind of goes into a larger conversation. Do you guys know who those 7 players are?
I bet you I could guess. There's only 10 teams.
Okay, well then guess.
Oh, okay, my bad. Okay, so 7 of the 10. Let's go. I would say.
Don't look at the text.
No, I'm not. I'm looking at the schedule.
Okay.
I'm just looking at the schedule.
I don't even need to look at the schedule, Richard.
Right.
Well, congratulations for you, bro. You want a fucking cookie?
Dude, Snickerdoodle will be great right now.
Are you okay over there?
Oh my God. The Snickerdoodle cookies with the Hershey Kiss in the middle at Christmas time. So
okay, here we go. Here we go.
Keep it simple.
Let's say Kyrie, LeBron, Steph.
LeBron, Steph.
Would you say followed on social?
Yeah.
No.
Most viewed players across NBA social.
Okay.
Oh, AD.
No.
Wait. Most viewed players
These-
across him. No. That's what I'm saying.
This is point, Kirk, to what you're saying. This is crazy.
It's crazy.
Okay,
Jalen Brunson.
Because I'm not understanding.
No. It's the most like across social media.
So LeBron James has 623 million followers on social media.
That's it. Get the numbers up, dog.
Views, right, Allie?
What?
It's views, right?
Yeah, most viewed players across NBA social. So across all of his socials, 623 million.
Wemby.
John Morant.
Okay.
He's not playing on Christmas though.
Okay.
7 of the 10. He's number 2 at 538 million. Victor plays on Christmas. Steph Curry. So in the top 5 alone, you've got LeBron and Steph. LaMelo Ball not playing on Christmas. Giannis isn't. They're not. The Bucks aren't on Christmas.
No. Did you hear? He was mad.
He should be mad.
He's like, for what?
Klay Thompson, Nikola Jokic, Jason Tatum, Anthony Davis. Those are your top 10.
Said Anthony Davis.
I missed it.
Okay.
Dude, Giannis made a big old thing. It was like all on Hoops Hype about how he was like, I don't know what analytics they were looking at, but he goes, I was first team. I was the captain of the East team last year. Dame was the first pick and the MVP of the All-Star game last year. We had a good team. He goes, maybe because we got off to a slow start, maybe they need some younger people. But he was like, well,
wait. They didn't go slow start. No, the schedule was out in July. August.
No, I know, but he's trying to figure out like why aren't we there? He says the first time he hasn't been there since 2017.
The NBA.
But I like that he's mad.
Not knowing that the schedule comes out in July is probably
No. Can we? The NBA has dictated that. What I feel like Jokic didn't play was it the first year after he won the MVP? I don't feel like maybe he didn't play. All I'm saying is that the NBA decided to do a different ratings thing, and they did make the cut. And Giannis should feel disrespected. The Bucks should feel disrespected, and they should go out there and prove it.
Okay, that's fine. Let's get to the real conversation. What Allie was trying to say. We don't care about who's not on Christmas. We care about who's actually playing. And we also care about what Allie was just talking about, Richard and Shannon. LeBron James and Steph are still top 3. Who can they pass the torch to? The American player. That is the problem, right? Like, who's going to take that torch? Now Wemby has entered the conversation. Ja Morant's still at number 2, which he is arguably the most exciting player to watch. But again, it's trust issues there. We still have to know if we could trust him to actually be the quote-unquote face of the league. And so the question is like, still to this day, some 50 years later, LeBron James is still carrying the torch and still got the league on his back. So we've been trying to find who is that guy. Is it Anthony Edwards? Is it Jason Tatum? Like, who is it? Who is going to be that American guy that's going to replace them, like, for us carrying the league? We haven't found it yet.
We having a conversation about, like, we all agree, all 4 of us on this thing is sitting here like, yeah. So what do you want to get for lunch? it's like, yeah, man, like, we agree, man. So what are we doing for dinner? Like,
here's what I would say. I think this year is going to be a resurgence of Giannis. Right? I know they got off to a bad start to begin the year, and we were roasting them, and they're doing better. But the fact that Giannis has not complained, but voiced his opinion on, I want to play on Christmas, right? The fact that he is against the analytics and all that, passing, moving, cutting bullshit. He says, man, if you ain't ready to chop these trees, I'm going to come fuck up your whole team. I'm going to get 50 on 25 dunks. Like, he is the opposite of what everyone complains about. But he is everything that you love about somebody who just wants to go out there and hoop and get better. But he has to win again. He has to start winning. Like, Jason Tatum's been doing solid this year, but his team is so good, and people are complaining about how many threes they shoot. So it's like, is that product the best product? Anthony Edwards is on a team. I'm here in Atlanta with the Minnesota, and not that I saw anything, but before this, I was like, man, their chemistry is off. Their chemistry is gross. And social media wise, they are killing Julius Randle, like killing him, right?
Yeah.
About his effort on defense. Like Minnesota fans that I follow on X are like, man, look at this. They'll have clips of all the times he doesn't run back. Then they're like, what about Gobert and who's not doing this? So those are two. Then you got Jalen Brunson and the Villanova boys. They're a great team, but are they exciting like that? No, I don't think so. Then Paolo, who's a sleeper, got hurt. So there's no chance for him. So, like, again, there is nobody who's American that people can relate to that's even remotely close to Bron and Steph.
Okay, we all know this because we have no lives and all we do is talk about basketball. The NBA was built on two things: superstars and dynasties. Superstars. That's what the NBA was built on. Like David Stern was like the NFL went very like team, right? Not like, quarterbacks have evolved into it, but it was very team centric, right? City team, right? Fantasy football helped blow it to another level because now all of a sudden you're now caring about a city and a team that you didn't give a fuck about, but now you want their receiver to score 3 touchdowns, so you watch, right? That's where football went to another level. Basketball was like, we're going to focus on Magic and Larry, Lakers and Celtics, Jordan and Bulls, Knicks and Patrick Ewing. That's why there was all that, did he help the Knicks get the number 1 pick? Right now, like, you've always had dynasties. Lakers won 3 in a row. Houston won 2 in a row. Bulls won 3 in a row. Lakers, 80s Lakers. Celtics won back-to-back. Lakers won back-to-back. You always had these stretches of dominance. We've had 5 straight years or 6 straight years of 6 different champions. We don't have a villain, right? LeBron played the villain. LeBron played the hero. The Warriors played the villain after they got Kevin Durant. Yeah, they were the villain. There's always this media thing that's worked for the last 30, 40 years for the NBA, and we are in a gap because now we have no consistent villain. We have like no consistent champion, no back-to-back for 5 or 6 years. And look at the players that have won those championships over the years. Kevin Durant won a championship, obviously got injured, move on. Steph, that 22 was a big one. Ratings were still good. Jason Tatum just won his first. Kawhi won one. We haven't heard from him since because of injury. So it's just like you look at it. Giannis won one, and then since then has not played well. Their team has not played well. Middleton's been hurt. So look across the board of
Jokic.
like this. Jokic won one and still having MVP years. But until we're seeing them in the finals multiple years and battling and doing that, that's why Patrick Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes. So it's just like, this is the first time in NBA history, not just American player, but look at how the league has been played out. We don't have like the last great superstars are the ones that are hanging on for dear life in year fucking 42 and 39 is KD, Steph, and Bron. Those are the last ones holding on.
We are in a team's era. The Cavs, the Bucks, Boston, Orlando.
Team salary cap era. We're in a team salary cap era. Whereas like that they always wanted a hard cap like football. So then every team could compete against each other. But baseball, there's a reason why the Dodgers and Yankees are it's good for business when the Dodgers and Yankees are meeting up there going against the Red Sox and the Giants.
Is that the breakdown you wanted when you saw that, Perk?
When I saw what?
When you saw that clip that you sent to us on social media and you're thinking about like who's next.
Yeah, I mean, we waiting on it, Allie. I'm waiting on it, right? And again, it goes back to this. I said this about 4 years ago. International players are taking over the NBA, right? And this was the time where I believe it was the 2020 Olympics, and it was KD and Draymond, and they won the gold medal, and they had some shit to say to me and told me to act American and act like I'm rooting for my country. But I am rooting for my country, motherfucker. I was just saying what I'm seeing right now. Think about our last 5 MVPs. It's been Giannis, Jokic, Embiid. Like they're taking over the game.
It's about to be another international player again this year because it's going to be Jay, Luka, Tatum has a chance.
Yeah,
He doesn't.
Yes, he does.
No, he doesn't.
No,
But
he
look,
doesn't. Richard,
He
Jokic,
put up
dude,
40, 15, and
Richard,
5.
look at. I watched that Nuggets game last night, Richard. This dude at the end of the third quarter had 14, 7, and 6. He ended the game with 27, 19, and like 27,
And
16,
lost.
and 13.
And
Like,
lost.
I think this. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Perk, because I got
And
one.
lost. Here's the thing. I was very high on Anthony Edwards. Now, Anthony Edwards somewhat, you know what I'm saying, shot his own self in the foot. And here's why. It's nowhere in hell you trade Karl Anthony Towns to New York for Julius Randle and Dante and whatever else they got back without getting Anthony Edwards' approval. No one can make me believe otherwise, right? So, one, I've heard over the past, month and a half, maybe 2 months, a lot of complaining from Anthony Edwards, whether it was the lack of effort from his teammates, selfishness, complaining about the offense, complaining about the officials. But Ant-Man, I love you to death. You're one of my favorite players in the game. Motherfucker, you got to take some blame for this shit. This was a team. This was a guy that you had on your squad that you went to the NBA, to the Western Conference Finals with last year. And, you know, you could have stood on business and said, nah, I need cats, right? And the reason I'm bringing up Anthony Edwards was because I'm like this. There's no way he shouldn't be in that top 5 in that list that you brought up, Allie. But his team sucks right now. Shannon,
have you watched them this year? They're gross
you called
to
it.
watch.
They fucking suck. No spacing.
Until they play the Lakers. Jesus.
No spacing. No spacing. He doesn't have room to operate or get downhill. So it's like, Ant-Man, this is a learning situation for you as well, right? Because everybody want to be a franchise guy. Everybody want to have their input when it's time to make decisions. But this one might come back and haunt them.
Okay, Karl Anthony Towns should be in the MVP. But
He is. He's in my top 5. He's number 5 on my list.
Okay,
wait. Killing.
Really quickly, because I want this to be a collective.
You know what? That shit gets on my nerves when you do that.
What?
That quick, those 4, like 3 to 4. Wait. In a row, like that shit.
No.
Shit drives
Because I know, and that's why I do it all the time. You told me that multiple times it gets in here. This is what I'm saying. I want to start the official road tripping. We want to start a, what is it called?
Petition
To bring back being a 1 or 2 seed MVP, either conference, whatever. Now, hear me out. We've seen how the game has evolved, and everyone's talking about how the game has changed. We put so much into analytics and so much to being data and all this other stuff. Until the late 2000s, to win the MVP, the criteria was you were the best player on the best team and having great numbers. Doesn't mean it was always Michael Jordan. Some years it was Karl Malone, right? And they were the number 1 seed in the West. Charles Barkley won an MVP because they were the number 1 seed in the West. Like these teams, we have slowly but surely taken more consideration into plus minus in statistics. And with that, if we would have been using these numbers, Bron would have like 3 or 4 more MVPs than he, you know what I'm saying? But Derrick Rose, number 1 seed, having a legitimate year. So when we start looking at, I'm sorry, for MVP, if I'm fortunate to have an MVP vote, I'm going to look at the top 4 teams. Who are the best teams in the NBA?
Okay.
That's the way it was done for 65 years in the NBA. In the last 10 years, we've gotten, I'm not saying that if Jokic is the 5th seed and all of his guys are hurt and he's having an hellacious year, yes, that's the MVP. But when his guys are primarily healthy and they're just, well, they don't have a complete roster, blah, blah, he could be putting up the most ridiculous numbers. I'm still going to invest in who is the top 4. Who is the top? And I'm saying
SGA then.
SGA, Donovan Mitchell, Jason Tatum, and right now, Ja Morant is in that conversation. And if we say those 4 names, no, hear me out. John Morant right now has them at 20-9. If you're going to mention
He
Carl
hasn't
Anthony,
played.
The numbers got to match. So
the
Richard,
best player on the best team, bro.
the numbers
He hasn't played enough, Richard.
Like those numbers have to be there.
Again, hear me out. We're playing the hypothetical that this is the end of the season. End of the season.
Okay,
Right now,
okay,
we're doing like end of the season. If they're top 4, John Morant only played 65 games, yes, then that would
He's played
count.
17 games. He's at 21, 5, and 8.
Oh, what did Steve Nash win MVP at?
He was a double.
That was 20 years ago.
No. But I'm saying though, they were the number 1 seed twice.
Right.
Yeah, but he was a double though, Richard.
I will say though that when John Morant plays, like he's the guy.
I'm not saying he's an MVP. I'm not saying he's the MVP.
But
But can we account more winning
Yes.
for the MVP?
No,
Giannis
that's
won his
not the cool
MVP.
thing to do.
Giannis won his MVPs. They were the number 1 seed 2 times in a row.
Fair. Okay, let's
So-
get to the because I like that conversation there, Rich. But let's get to your evaluation. We are at the 26 game mark.
It's
The
enough
next
games.
game, 2 games before we're at that Christmas game mark. And we want to start with Jamal Murray
I'm
and
pulling it up right now.
Denver Nuggets, who are 15-11, 6-4 in their last 10. I will give you these fun stats about Jamal because his numbers are up. He is a little bit higher on the year than his career averages. So he's at 19, 4, and 6. His career averages are 17.5, 4, and 5. Now, I will say in the last 5 games, the Nuggets are 3-2. He's averaging 24, 27 points, 24 points, 28 points, 20, 19 in his last 5.
Okay, so let me go even a little deeper. He's having I would say a average Jamal Murray season. He has not elevated his game. He has not stepped up his game, which a lot of people are asking for. His numbers are still down. He's averaging 19 points a game. 43% is his lowest since his 43% would be the second lowest of his career from the field. From 3, 34%, that would be his lowest in 5 years, right? But I'm also not going to shit on 19 points, 81% from the free throw line. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to shit on him saying he's a fucking bad player. He needs to play better. The last 4 years, he averaged 20 points a game.
Having said that, he's
having a B- season. I'm saying
he also has Nikola Jokic averaging 31, 13, and 10.
I'm saying he's having.
Richard,
I'm saying
we're not
right now,
taking into consideration his defense, which is
but I'm talking
absolutely
about
awful.
offense. I'm talking about offensively. Offensively, he's having a B-. What grade would you give him? I'm saying a B-.
A D. I would give him a D, and I'm actually I would shit on his plan right now, right? In the words of boss man D-Lo, you know what I'm saying? She don't want no puppy. She want a big dog. Jokic don't want no puppy. Jokic deserve a big dog.
Okay, we're gonna go get him a fucking big dog.
Hold on, Richard, look. You look
He
at
lives in an apartment.
You look at the Denver Nuggets. You look at the Denver Nuggets right now with Jokic. They are a Rolls Royce, okay? But what is the use of a Rolls Royce? You have a $400,000 car, and every time you get in the motherfucker, the check engine light is on. That is what's going on right now with the Denver Nuggets. If Jokic is not having one of these 40, what was his numbers the other night, Shannon, that you just said?
27, like 14 and 15. He was losing.
Hold on. They lost, right? So he has to go out there every single night and put up a 30, 20, and 11. No. Hear me out, bro. Hear me out. At some point, if you're the Denver Nuggets, you got to do the right thing and don't waste Jokic's time, bro. Just like we do with any other greats. LeBron, Giannis, Steph, KD, nobody's trying to waste their time. Teams are trying to put pieces around them that's going to be better. Jamal Murray is not cutting the mustard. No matter how you try to slice it and dice it, the league has gotten better. Who I'm looking at right now, I tweeted this the other day. I tweeted this on X the other day. De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox moves the needle way more than Jamal Murray. I would keep an eye on that situation over there in Sacramento. Those reports that came out is not just some reports that just came out of somebody's ass. This is real stuff that's going on, right? He didn't sign a contract extension. De'Aaron Fox is a serious upgrade from Jamal Murray. You put him alongside Jokic and watch the magic they go do together.
This is what I say. I do not disagree. Right now, hold on. I'm pulling up his stuff because Jamal Murray, he's average. He's last 4 seasons, 21, 20, 21, 19. Average down. Percentages, 45, 48, 43. Percentage down. I'm not saying offensively, he's not having a great season. He ain't hot dog fucking water, is what sometimes we try and call him, right? Because I know he would be the third best player on the Lakers. We know that very quickly.
He wouldn't be the third best player on the Celtics. That's a problem. So he's averaging about the same amount of points as the fourth best player on the Boston Celtics in Derek White.
Now Peyton Pritchard averages as much as he does,
which is even more disturbing.
Channing, what letter grade would you give Jamal? What'd you say?
B-. And now here's why. Like I had to watch the whole game. I agree with Richard on the B-.
Fucking agreeing with me.
The thing is at some point it is an organization's. You have to see the future of this team, and they were down 17 to the New Orleans Pelicans without Brandon Ingram, without Zion, with a rookie starting center. They were taking turns going at Jokic when he got in foul trouble and going at Jamal Murray. The first half, there was an awful half for the Nuggets, and they literally couldn't get anything going. Jokic looked exhausted. Now, I think they had a couple of days off, whatever. He's mentioned that. But then Jokic, you could see on his face, he's like, guys, like, give me something. Give me something. And he got to go and give you – they would not have won if he didn't give them a 30-point triple-double. Like, he got in foul trouble. Allie, they were doing layups by him. So he couldn't even play defense for a quarter because he knew if he goes and sits down, they're going to lose the game. That's crazy. I don't know if I've ever seen as blatant of don't touch them, just give them a layup because you need to just stay on the court to operate this team so that everyone can go.
Wow,
now,
and it's crazy because when they won the championship, they had really good defensive guards around Jamal Murray. And they had really good defensive guards around Jamal Murray. They had KCP. They had Bruce Brown. So they had, and so then, yes, would they hide Jamal Murray? Yes, no one's disputing their formula. But once they stop paying those guys, and they're like, Jamal Murray, step up. It's like, well, Jamal Murray is a 21-point a game. If he doesn't have to defend at an elite level like KCP or Bruce Brown,
he has get paid like it.
If he hasn't done that. He paid like he didn't have so.
He didn't get paid like it.
LaMelo Ball.
That's what I'm saying. Jokic don't want to put.
LaMelo Ball gets paid the same amount as him.
He don't want
Zach LaVine gets paid the same amount as him. Zach LaVine. Okay, go get him. So who are you talking to?
I just told you.
Who?
I just told you.
If I'm De'Aaron Fox, I'm not going to Denver. Send me to San Antonio. Send me to San Antonio.
Oh, they don't need him in San. They got Castle. They're gonna be okay in San Antonio.
No, why would you go there? Why wouldn't you want to go play with? Is Jokic still the best player in the world to y'all?
Dude, yes, but listen, hey,
Giannis
tell me this.
But
Let me.
I was about to say, haven't we said Giannis is?
I say I'm.
It's those
dominant.
Two. Those are the two. Okay. Those are the two. Depends on who's player of the week. They're the two best players in the conferences in their conference.
Denver has shown that they will not keep a great team together. They will not write that extra check. They have shown that. You could have kept KCP. You could have kept these guys. That's why I'm saying it has nothing to do with Jokic. This is showing the league you're gonna skimp when you have the best fucking player in the league. San Antonio, they will pay you. They will pay you. And I think in San Antonio, they know how to keep a player and they will go for it when they have opportunity. Look at 1 year with Wemby and they said, man, let's get some better.
No. But Shannon, I think it has a lot to do with personality too. Because Victor he said it in the media last year. I'm trying to win. Like, fuck this losing. So that's basically putting pressure on the Spurs to say
you saying that Jokic need to step up. He need to be a big dog.
Yeah, because they're
go
gonna take
get me
him
some
for
players.
granted.
So you saying didn't they say you gotta be a big dog, go get me some players.
Could you
Jokic gotta be a big dog. Jokic gotta be a big dog and say go get me some players.
Could you hang on really quick.
Big dog, then go say it. Right? Don't walk into the kennel and say, hey, is it okay if you have any puppies? Like, nah, listen, I need some guard dogs around.
Hey, Rich, my grandpa told me this. Go ahead, Allie. I'm gonna tell you what my grandpa told me.
No, you got it.
My grandpa told me, man, you know what I'm saying? If they don't bark as a puppy, they damn sure ain't gonna bite as a dog. So
do you guys think that Jokic would do that though?
But he have to. You know why, Allie?
There's a difference between having to and doing.
I don't see.
No, he has to. He has to.
And this is the problem. See, in the front office of the Nuggets and the ownership, they like this. Oh, Jokic cool. He gonna give us everything, and then he gonna go to his country. He gonna go fucking love and ride his horses, and he gonna come back. He gonna give us everything. Like, cause he's never ruffled the feathers. Now he's been more outspoken this season. Like he's been saying some shit in the media. I'm like, okay, big fella. But at some point, you cannot continue to do this. Like, I feel like it's ran its course. You know what I mean? Like, they need some new blood, some new people in these uniforms around him. I'm telling you, man, De'Aaron Fox just moves the needle for me with Jokic. Them two in the West would be dangerous. That would take a lot of pressure off him.
Do you know, I read a crazy stat about him, and think about Russell Westbrook, right? When Russell Westbrook, who is a dog, and Jokic play, for the whole season, they're plus like 75, which is a lot for them, right? So just one dude who is a dog, who can defend his position, for better or for worse, you see what happens, what Jokic can do. So add a fringe all-star guy. Now, De'Aaron is always a fringe all-star. The West is tough. But the speed at which he plays, the ability to create his own shot, to play through the screen and roll.
This hypothetical game, this hypothetical makeup is like, do you know who would be really good? Giannis and Jokic. Man, could you imagine? It's like, dude, Sacramento's got to want to go there. Denver's got to want to go there. Yes, that would be a good pairing.
Sacramento's lost 4 out of 5,
Richard,
the Wizards have won more at home than they have.
Richard, hold on. Time out, Shannon. Let me address this motherfucker. He tripping today. Listen. I ain't just pull this out of my ass.
I didn't say you did. I said it's hypothetical.
But you said in a hypothetical game. This is not a hypothetical game. This has been coming from sources. My sources. I'm not just coming up with this shit and saying, oh yeah, De'Aaron Fox, he would look great with the Denver Nuggets. No, motherfucker, it came out, RJ. It came out and said the De'Aaron Fox is monitoring and looking at and evaluating his Kings and see what type of moves they're going to be making and all type of shit. And he's fucking represented by Rich Paul.
Is your source the same one that has Jimmy going to Phoenix and has you earning 3 new
No. It's completely two different sources. That's completely two different sources.
That's why, ladies and gentlemen,
and you heard, listen,
and a person that calls the games, I stay out of it.
Huh?
As a person that calls the games, I stay out of it.
We've got our Kirk and we've got our Shannon.
I'm just saying, you know what I mean? It's there. And Shannon Wright, Mike Brown, motherfucker, you better be careful. There's no way, you know what I'm saying? You sitting over there with all that talent and that starting 5 and losing the games that you're supposed to be
They're
winning.
not that talented. Here's what's crazy. They're not that talented. They don't play defense. They're not committed. They're not built correctly. Sabonis should be a 4 on offense and a 5 on defense. They have no rim threat. They're not consistently shooting threes. And when you got the experiment of DeMar DeRozan is not working. The team likes to run and get up. But DeMar DeRozan, you have to set up 30 plays a game for him to shoot mid-ranges. That is the opposite of who the Kings are. Keegan Murray's regressed. Their bench has regressed. They just don't have their identity of like, oh, let's be fun and do this. They don't do that no more. They play in the half court.
Side notes, we're going to change gears because I love where that conversation went. So thanks for the evaluation, Richard, and for meeting us at the moment. You guys giving B-minuses. Perk gives Jamal Murray a D. And then here we are with De'Aaron Fox in Denver. Having said all of that, did you guys know, this is crazy, that DeMar DeRozan's record against LeBron regular and postseason is 12-45?
Yeah, we are smacking that ass in Toronto.
And I only say that because obviously the Lakers just went 2-0 back. Wow.
What was the name of the team? What was the name of the team that he played for?
We the North?
No. What was the name? What was the name of DeRozan's team?
LeBronto Raptors. Hey, listen, Alex.
He was on that team
That's
most of
when
his
Rich
career.
stood in front of the media and like self-proclaimed, we the South are going to be just fine because we the North.
I didn't realize. I have a fun history with the Toronto fans. I didn't realize because everyone was freaking out. We had just won 10 in a row. It was 12 in a row, and we lost 2, and everyone's freaking out. Maybe I was trying to calm myself down, but I was like, we the South we're going to be fine. Do you know why I believed we the South were going to be fine? Because we had fucking LeBron James.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the other side note.
It was like Steve Kerr talking shit for Michael Jordan, being like, man, we fine. We got this, man. I ain't worried about nothing. Why? Well, we got Michael Jordan. So
We're good. We're good.
We're going to end on a positive, but really quick. Holy shit. I know that the Pelicans have been dealing with injuries, but they only have 5 wins?
That's more than I thought they
You only have 5 wins?
Allie, you ever see those cartoons where the cartoon goes like this? Blow that bitch up.
Starting with Zion.
Waiting on.
Starting with Zion.
Thank you.
Starting with Zion. You got.
Yeah, what are you waiting on?
If you griff, you gotta look. If you griff, you gotta lay down the hammer.
Hey, you know who's going to be a great pickup?
This is where the NBA is funny. Any other city than New Orleans, if this was going on in New York City, they would. This was going on in Boston. If this was going on in LA, if this was going on, oh, I know.
Hey, you know who's the guy who I think is going to make the biggest impact when he moves to wherever, if he does? Trey Murphy.
They're not trading Trey.
They're not.
Hey, listen,
we can't live in the world of hypothetical.
They're getting rid of everybody. That young man is. Hey, Trey, we love you, brother. He's gonna be there for a minute. He's gonna be there for a minute. Buy some land.
What?
You gotta listen. You have to trade Zion. Every single season, this is a guy that is going to give you fucking false hope. You come into the season, he's in the best shape of his life. He's stronger. He's ready. He came in the training camp. He's ready to go. All of a sudden, bam.
You look like you.
Happened. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. It ended up. So here's the thing. My sources, okay? My sources.
Here we go. Another bet coming.
Wait. Allie got something to say. Then tell us your source.
My bad, Allie.
Say, Allie.
Who said Zion's only played 6 games? Who wants him?
Somebody will take a chance.
There's a dummy born every day.
You know why?
I mean that respectfully. If he's not healthy, like what?
You know why somebody will take a chance? Because he got, like, his contract is so team friendly, right? You know, the Pelicans could cut him at the end of the season. They could waive him.
No, ain't that
so any team that trade for him, you basically taking he got to go audition. It's really like, okay, if you don't work out this season, guess what? We're not on the books for this $100+ million contract. We can actually waive you.
You guys, Zion Williamson has been in the NBA for 6 years. He missed a whole year, obviously, because of injury. That is, if you have all 82 regular season games, okay? That is a total of 492 games. Do you know how many games he's played?
116.
41% of their games.
190 games.
Come on, man.
Of 492 possible.
Now divide that by 80 million.
Last year, he played 70. But before that, 24, 61, didn't play at all, 29, 76.
This is what I would say is that it's probably best for both of them to move on as a history lesson, even if we look at a situation like Joel Embiid, as great as he is. And I think Joel Embiid actually has shown to invest a lot more than Zion. And we see the issues that Philly has trying to maintain him on the court. So for Zion, it seems like there's also could be some things that, like, whether it's just like his habits on and off the court need to improve. But like, it's the same thing. Like there's nothing there that would say in history that this would turn around. Like we've been studying basketball 40, 50 years, going back to fucking where in NBA history has there been like a stretch of this and then it turns around to go be successful. We've seen players leave these situations and have a resurgence, but we've never seen players just stay in this and like in year 8, 9, figure it out. That's never happened.
Perk, what was your thought? Finish your thought before I gave you the 6 games.
I mean,
you had your source.
Yeah, trade them because my source tell me that what the Pelicans know and what Zion know, they're not on the same page at all, right? And look, here's the thing, right? I'm not gonna ever question anyone injuries. You know what I'm saying? So motherfuckers say they hurt, then damn it, they hurt. But when you go get the images, you know what I'm saying? You go get the images, and the images come back that it ain't a problem. But you like, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Is basketball really something that you love, that you want to do? Or you really just enjoying everything that basketball has to offer outside of basketball? I'm just saying.
Yeah. All right. Well, that'll be something obviously we all keep our eye on with the trade deadline looming. Having said that, we're going to wrap this up really quick, but I do want to just end because it is Christmas. And Rich, you're calling Christmas Day games. Perk, you're going to be in the studio all day long. And Channing's going to be getting crunk off of eggnog, right?
Ew.
You get a haircut.
I'm lactose intolerant, girl.
Your favorite Christmas moment memory game for you, or maybe one that you've seen.
You know how easy that is? And I reposted this. The greatest Christmas game of all time, where I don't know what happened to Richard. That boy must have had 5-hour energies, but he was booming on everybody. We were shocked. It's the best game ever on Christmas. There will never be a better game.
Cavs Warriors 2017?
Yep. There will never be a better game.
2016, I'm sorry?
Yep.
What?
There'll never be a better game. You're never going to have Steph, KD, Clay come back from 3-1, this and that, and Bob. The storyline, you can't even write that storyline.
And yet the big thing that you talk about coming out of it was Richard at 36 years old dunking.
He was fucking balling. He was balling. I hate giving that hoe credit, but that bitch was balling.
Would you say I hate giving that hoe credit?
Yeah.
But that bitch was balling.
He was balling. Hey, I got in the game. I said, yeah, this ain't for me, brother. Sit me back down. They moving too fast.
Oh,
15 guards out there. I ain't doing that. Moving these puppies.
Do you guys have any other game, or do you agree? Are we all
I have one that I'm trying to think of.
I got one.
Go ahead, Perk. What's yours?
Russell Westbrook on a torn meniscus on Christmas Day goes into Madison Square Garden and gives them people a triple-double, I think in like 25 minutes with the dub. Like, knew he was playing on a torn meniscus before the game started, went out there for Christmas Day and gave them people that fucking work. And then afterwards, the reports came out, torn meniscus, he'll be sidelined for like 4 to 6 weeks or whatever, 4 to 8 weeks or whatever the timeline was. But like a fucking warrior. Put on a clinic.
Oh, he be doing that now.
Yeah, it's true.
You doing that? Don't get him riled up.
My favorite Christmas Day. If we're not going to chant to that one, we played against the Celtics. I was 22. We busted Paul Pierce's ass. Busted 22-8. He had 27, but they only had 11 points in the fourth quarter because we was like, you know what? It was such a blowout.
Was it in Boston?
Oh, it was in Jersey. It was we sent them home.
I missed that
Boston.
arena, by the way.
Yeah, but busted his ass so bad that they was sitting there watching a 40-point a game blow up, watching a 40-point blowout on Christmas Day. And this was back when there was only 2 games. At 2 games, and so it was like ABC rematch of the Eastern Conference. Celtics going to get their get back. No, they won't. They're going to take this 40-point ass whooping. That's what they're going to do. We was just dunking on them. It was disrespectful. But yeah, 22-8. I was like 22 years old.
Okay, Merry Christmas to all of you.
Merry Christmas.
Appreciate you. We love you. Remember to subscribe, follow us. We will see you in the new year. Last pod of 2024.
Nah.